they have to see what they have to do in terms of engaging with the larger military and political reality that's playing out, and then they cannot leave. They cannot leave a fellow soldier and family member behind, and so they're going back in. They have to. Joe, how's it going?
It's going great. Listen, you are a legend, sir. I am so excited for fans to see this season. I've been waiting a year after Tech's death. Oh man, it hit me hard.
It's been a year of grief counseling. And when I go to conventions, it's literally just people they're just so stricken. And it's like, look, any clone would be envious of a heroic finish like this. You conserved the mission and you saved your brothers. I mean, in spectacular fashion. This is the finish that any clone would be envious of. So I take that to heart. It was an admirable, heroic, successful end of his life's mission.
Well, how has Tech's death affected the rest of Clone Force 99?
Well, the loss of Tech is a profound one, and I think that it really ups the stakes for what's at play. It's very real stakes. We're not just playing an infinite game here. That this is something that has it's finite, and the stakes are very, very high. And with the loss of Tech, then that does leave a bit of a vacuum, I think, for Omega,
Sure.
where you have to, as a team, you have to compensate and to step in to fill any kind of void or vacuum that comes into play, and so that does that as well. But then you lose her, and you lose Crosshair, and so there's this vacuum that's pulling everyone apart, and the forces are then to get everything back together again. So they got to go back in. They've got to get her, and hopefully Crosshair. We'll see how that plays out. As we also learned that this is also very important. It has the interest of the Emperor, and that doesn't look good. So there's a lot that's going to play out, and that they're going to finish up with the completion of the story.
Now, speaking of losing Omega, Hunter was sworn to protect Omega. How has his failure affected him?
The Bad Batch isn't used to losing. These guys, as a team, they win, and they win spectacularly, and they have fun at it. And so here, this is a loss of not only a team member but a family member,
right?
Quite literally. And so their loyalty has come into focus for them. That they have to see what they have to do in terms of engaging with the larger military and political reality that's playing out, and then they cannot leave. They cannot leave a fellow soldier and family member behind, and so they're going back in. They have to.
Listen, you are a legend, sir, and you do such a great job of making all of these personalities from Clone Force 99 feel so distinct and lived in. How do you differentiate so well between the different members of Clone Force 99? Because you give such a unique and distinctive personality to each one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We've always worked very hard to keep the clones separate, and the Bad Batch too. The Bad Batch, it's actually a little easier for me as an actor because they are much more distinct from each other than most of the regs are. But that really all tracks back to the original idea that George Lucas came up with, because this is sort of the end of George Lucas's legacy. Is the Bad Batch. He came up with that idea, and it was part of the original Clone Wars series that he made with Dave Filoni, and so that very much is playing out. So they feel very the dynamic that he and the writers came up with was very clear and beautifully kind of painted, so that they feel so different that it was actually easier for me. It's not easy, but it was easier for me than keeping the clones distinct, because they all feel like such different people to me.
Look, can you talk about exploring Omega's dynamic with Crosshair this season?
Omega is sort of the moral compass of this. She is the kind heart. She is the kind soul that wants to just do the right thing, what is right, no matter the consequences, you've got to do what's right.
Right.
And Crosshair, in contrast, is a lot more transactional, shall we say, in his view of the universe and how you should go about things. And so his selfish perspective, we've kind of seen how that played out. He made some miscalls in terms of how things were playing out as well. And so what we have here is a really interesting dynamic of this old, grumpy, angry, isolated lion of a soldier and this young, innocent, but resolved, strong, capable child who does not give up on someone because they don't see things yet or because they have a perspective that's off. And there's something really beautiful and inspiring about that. And it's part of what I think fans really respond to, is that there is hope, even for someone who can seem so lost as Crosshair was. And Crosshair really paid the price for it. And it was a bitter, bitter price. I was particularly proud of what we took, of the journey that we took Crosshair through. And I'm particularly interested to see, and for fans to see, how that plays out.
Dee Bradley Baker, sir, you are a legend. I cannot wait to see how this all ends. I want more seasons, though, but it's amazing. Look, thank you so much for your time, sir. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a good one.